Now, the Democratic Alliance says the state's failure to successfully prosecute those responsible for state capture is increasingly clear. The Free State High Court discharged all the accused in the Nulane Investment case on Friday. Gupta associates Iqbal Sharma and others, and a former senior Free State official, are now free. They were charged with fraud and money laundering related to the 24.9 million rand contract that Nulane Investment had with the Free State Agriculture Department. Let's discuss this further with the DA MP Glynnis Breytenbach. Thank you so much for your time, Advocate. We do appreciate it. I must say it was rather shocking news yesterday, seeing that the Free State High Court basically threw out the MPA's case and falling very short of basically calling the MPA incompetent. I'm sure that you were also quite taken aback by this.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and to everybody. Taken aback, not really. The writing was kind of on the wall earlier this month when the problems that existed with the production of the evidence was made very clear. If you don't authenticate your documents in any trial, they're inadmissible. It's inadmissible hearsay, and that's it. And every prosecutor should know that. So why that was dealt with in that fashion, I have no idea. But such is the nature of this case. They've now lost it. Section 174 discharge is neither appealable. It's not appealable, so it's a discretionary issue from the judge. The judge had scathing remarks about how the case was presented, both by the prosecution and the police. And apart from being taken aback, it's exceptionally worrying. This case was going to be the anchor for the Gupta's involvement in the rest of state capture. It was the first state capture case taken to court. It was the one case that the National Prosecuting Authority absolutely had to win to hold and hold the confidence that the public wants to have in them, and they failed to do that. Now it's in my view, quite a desperate situation.
Definitely, and I mean, you're so right in saying that this was going to be a case that was going to be an anchor in dealing with state capture, and now the MPA has lost this. It's interesting, though, that you say that this is not an appealable matter, because the MPA had indicated yesterday that they will study the judgment, but they obviously can't really move from this point because it's not appealable. I want to ask you if you think this is a clear indication of the lack of capabilities and capacity that the MPA has. We do know previously it was hollowed out. Very skilled people had left the MPA under the previous administration. And is this an indication of the MPA not having enough capacity and skills to deal with such cases?
To deal with the type of cases that represent the case matter of state capture, you need prosecutors with a lot of experience. You need prosecutors with a lot of commercial experience, a lot of evidentiary experience, and the NPA does not have a lot of those people available. They do have people available. I'm not suggesting that there's no one in the NPA who can do this. Of course there is. But they have a lack of capacity. And they have managed to get some people to come back to their credit. Some very good people have returned to the NPA. How long it will take them to get into their stride with these matters. They're big matters, they're complex matters, they require a lot of preparation. And dealing with this type of evidence is always difficult, and documentary evidence in particular is finicky evidence that needs to be dealt with particularly carefully and competently. But that they have a shortage of capacity, there can be absolutely no doubt. A lot of people left, a lot of people have retired, and the really, really experienced prosecutors now are in the minimum.
Should we be worried as South Africans, advocates? And I ask this also in the context of us being told that, extraditing the Guptas was denied, and that whole process is still currently underway. Somebody having watched what happened with state capture and the critical role that's at play here to bring back the Guptas, but also to deal with these state capture matters, and now this one being lost and the Justice Department not being able to extradite the Guptas. Should we be worried?
Yeah, we should be worried. Those are two quite big failures in a short period of time. We need to have a proper look at the extradition issue. Extradition is difficult, it's complex. It also, depends largely on the requested state's approach and attitude. So I'm not willing to simply lay the blame at the door of the National Prosecuting Authority right now. We need to have a look at that application, see what went wrong. If something went wrong, try to fix it. But the failure of the Gupta extradition and the abject failure of this particular case, yes, we should be worried. We should be very worried.
Well, hopefully the MPA will be able to bring in that necessary capacity. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We do appreciate it. That's the DA's advocate, Glynnis Breytenbach. Thanks for your time.